Hey everyone, it's Alyssa from Planet Alyssa, and I'm here with this week's What I Sold on Etsy video. And it was a good week for me. I did meet my sales goal this week, which is $200. I sold $213 worth of stuff, but I didn't sell much stuff. I only sold 9 items this week, and I really met my goal because I sold one big ticket item, which I'll show you in a little bit. I'll also show you everything else that sold this week and how much they sold for on Etsy. Keep in mind that the prices you see are just the selling price of the item, so that doesn't include any fees that I paid to Etsy, fees I paid to purchase the item, or the fees the buyer paid to have items shipped to them. But it gives you an idea of the selling price of items on Etsy. So without further ado, here's what sold this week. The first item I sold this week, this was actually a double order. Person bought 2 souvenir pennants. They were both from the state of Idaho, but they were different ones. This is one of the really mini ones and sold for $8. And then they also picked up this Idaho one for $10. This one's a little bit bigger. It's still pretty small, but it's not quite as small as the other one. And then I sold this beer tray from Valley Forge Beer, which I've never heard of. Sold for $20. Kind of cool because it has like a picture of George Washington on it. So a little bit different for a beer tray, I guess. And here's my big sale of the week. This sold for $100. It's a pipe rack. It is a spinning rack, so it spins like a lazy Susan, and it holds a whole bunch of pipes. I've never seen one this big, honestly. And I couldn't really find any others when I was going to list it, so I did price it high. These do have value, even if it's a smaller one, it would have some value too, but I figure this one is pretty neat. So if you have a nice big pipe collection, you can display it all on this cool rack. And I picked this up at a thrift store not too long ago. And I sold a couple of these lacquered wood boxes. They're all in the shape of houses. This one sold for $20. As you can see, it has, I don't know if you can tell from the picture, there's all cats on this house, so pretty cool. And then this one is, it's really set of 2 separate ones. There's the little house and then the 3 connected houses. And these open, so if you take off the roofs, there's, little spaces to hold little trinkets and things like that. So this set sold for $20 too. Now I happened to pick up this set at a rummage sale. The other set I picked up at a garage sale not too long before I went to the rummage sale. It just happened to be lacquered wood boxes house buying time for me. And this person bought the 2 different ones. And then I sold this vintage baby themed photo album for $15. I think I picked this up at the thrift store outlet, if I'm not mistaken. I might be confusing it with another book I picked up there. And then I sold a vintage trucker cap from Acadia National Park in Maine. It sold for $12. I do believe I picked this up at a rummage sale. And then finally this week I sold a vintage postcard for $8. It's from the Hotel Plaza, which was in Jersey City. And this was an unused tinted style linen postcard. Thank you everyone for watching. I put out these videos every week showing the different items that I've sold in my Etsy shop Planet Alyssa, and when I get a chance I get some other videos out too. Perhaps soon I'll have some haul follow-up videos for you. I keep saying that, I feel like, but I'll get some out, I promise. Until then, I hope you have a happy weekend and happy selling, everyone.